Call me. Oh, whoops. My aunt tried to call me.
How dare she?
In this hour? Evacuate? Not moments of triumph? I'm sorry. Yo, we're back, baby. It's another one. Another one.
DJ Khaled over here.
Goddamn.
DJ
All right.
Kino.
Ooh.
I can't build off that. All right. Welcome back to episode number 78. Hyperspace Hype. We're only 22 away from 100, and then the show's canceled. It's over.
Yep, we're done. Sorry, we can't be doing reviews for Ahsoka. Sorry, yeah.
All these years, nothing. Goddamn.
But Acolyte.
We end before
Acolyte,
Ahsoka.
we'll come back for. Acolyte's gonna be our reboot.
We're gonna conclude on Mando season 3. The future of our show depends on if they've learned anything from season 2 and if season 3 delivers. That's
Whoa, the slander! What are you showing me?
We didn't discuss this in the notes.
Hey, if you want to end at 100, but
Meanwhile, Bad Batch starts in January. 16 episodes.
fuck.
And we will
they
be
greenlight
watching.
5 seasons. Ah, shit. I guess we gotta come back.
Guess we gotta watch for 3 months.
Joining us today, we got Carson.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I got my Star Wars Visions poster behind me, so that's cool.
Oh, Castle in the Sky too.
Castle in the Sky, Attack on Titan, Spider-Man. We are all set, and yeah, excited to talk about probably the best episode of the season. Maybe, possibly, but then I say that every episode. The best monologue of the season for sure, and definitely
Which
a
one?
couple of the best scenes, and just overall, just the show keeps topping itself, and we're very excited to talk about episode 10, One Way Out. Is that what it's titled?
Sure.
Or No Way Out.
Yeah. One way out.
One Way Out. I was right. See, I should have trusted myself. But yeah, and we got Studio Ghibli Grogu. Let's go.
Did you ever watch that?
I did.
I did.
It was fun.
Too.
It was fine.
How long is it?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Evan as well joining us.
Yeah. In this episode, it might not be like the best monologue just for this episode, but it might just be the best monologue I've heard all year. Like, oh my god! Like,
Nani?
it's rare that just somebody talking has me just losing my mind. Like, Jalen and I were just flabbergasted about how it just kept on going, and I was like, "This is hidden." It was fantastic. I love this episode so much. Probably my favorite episode. Next episode, 6 and 7 are also very strong as well. I love the series so much. My dad is finally getting caught up. Everybody's loving this show. It's great. And yeah, I rewatched the episode just before this, so I'm very excited to talk about it.
This episode sucks, man. It was slow. It was boring. It's really just fucking. We're just standing around talking. Need more shooty action, baby. Need more cameos. Need more Skywalker.
Yeah, where's Luke Skywalker at? Is he gonna come in and steal Melshi from?
How does this guy become Snoke? Because right now I don't understand how.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm literally deteriorating with each.
What are they building?
My vocal cords are dying with each spoken word. This was a phenomenal episode. My favorite of the season thus far. It is peak cinema.
Peak fiction.
Peak fiction. Peak peacock. I don't know. Take it away, Penny.
I blame your Jurassic Park films for being on there.
Hey now, Evan, you most recently rewatched the episode because it was been 5 days since it's been out.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So this episode starts with Luthen taking his shit. No.
Can you believe it? The wig is off. The pants are off. I hate my life.
Sponsor us, somebody. We had the great
Sponsor us, Charmin Ultra. Keep on brand, baby.
This episode starts off very somber. They zip up Olaf's body, or how Kino likes to say Uli. Uli's body from the previous episode. Of course, he died through just overworking, age, everything like that. But previously, we figured out that nobody's getting out. And the episode starts off in a very somber, dark tone where they zip up Olaf's body. They bring him through the main floor. Everybody's asking, like, what happened? What happened to Olaf? And Kino unzips or zips
Whoa,
up.
hey now. What are you showing me?
Zips up, is ready to leave with Cassian, but him and Cassian are having a big argument here over what just happened. Kino still is it's in disbelief. It's like, we gotta get on program, time to go. And Cassian's completely done with it at this point. He's like, no, tomorrow's gonna be our day. It's time to get out of here, basically. He's very amped, and he's actually taking charge in this conversation, telling Kino, tomorrow is going to be our only day to do this. We have to move. We have to do something. And Kino's like, we can't do this. And one of my favorite lines here is how, here we go. Cassian says, they have so much power. They fried 100 men to keep them quiet. And they're afraid. And Kino's like, no, I mean, they have so much power. And Cassian's like, no, it's the opposite, dude. Kino's still in that fearful state while Cassian's like, no, they're afraid. They're doing so much. Whatever they're building here has to be important. If they
and simultaneously, Cassian knows and believes at this moment that Kino is their best way out, as we see later in the episode. And I love that even when he doesn't realize it, Kino ends up using Cassian's words in his big speech to everybody in the prison. And so we see Cassian sort of becoming a leader and becoming, part of the rebellion, even if he's like, no, it has to be you, Kino. We need you to do all these things. Tomorrow's the day. We have to instigate all this stuff. But we're seeing Cassian step up to the plate, not just for himself, but for everybody else, which is, I think, a fascinating development where it's even just from the Aldani arc, I can see the difference in Cassian from 4 episodes ago to now.
Right. He's willing to care about not just himself. He's forced, right? He's forced to be in this prison area where there's other people around him in the same situation. Excuse me. And they're all wanting to get out. He's now forced to care for other people, not forced to, but just he's starting to really take care of other people, like Olaf. Last week we was helping him out on the floor, but now he's worried about other people and trying to get them out and just galvanizing everybody. But you're right, Carson. He needs Kino's help here. He knows Kino has the most social power here. So he needs as much help as he can get here. But I really liked it because Kino's he's still afraid. He doesn't know what to do. And yeah, like Carson said, he says the words, I'd rather take them down. I'd rather die taking them down than die giving them what they want. And that was kind of the last thing he says to Kino. And then he says, on program to Kino, which is really great. And basically just him taking charge. Exactly. The tides are turning. He's taking charge. It was a really cool scene there. So yeah, after that, no one pays much attention when Cassian and Kino get back onto the main bedding area. Everybody's like, what happened? What happened? What happened? And Cassian's like, he's dead. They killed him. We're not getting out, basically. Kino,
and they don't believe him. They don't believe him that Kino has to be the one to say it.
Exactly. Like, Kino, tell them. Kino, tell them. He's like, no one is getting out.
See, my fucking acorn brain was confused for a second because I thought when he said that he was not cooperating with us. And he was like, we're not getting out. Do your fucking job. I was like, oh no. But no, he was just creating the reality of the situation. So then he starts going off about how yep, it's he had a great line about saying it's just considering at this point he's already dead.
Yeah, no, I love that of like, if your mentality is that, you know, you're going to get out alive, you need to like be like, personally me, like, I'm considering myself dead because we have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah, just like
and everything to lose at the same time. Because if you have everything to lose, you're not going to be able to act in the moment. Is basically what he's saying.
Just forget the number of your sentence. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, they're changing our sentences on a dime. It doesn't matter. We have to get the hell out of here. But yeah, it was a really good scene because, again, Kino's taking charge now. He finally breaks. Like, Cassian's words have gotten to him. He finally breaks open. Takes charge. But then we cut to the ISB for their, like, I think their only scene in the episode. Paragas, whatever his name is.
Radagast the Brown.
Radagast the Brown, exactly. What's that from?
The Hobbit.
Hobbit. Nice. I know that franchise. Peter Jackson.
Yeah. Carson, you know Radagast.
I know Radagast.
I
just watched the Hobbit extended editions, I'll have you know.
Too many mushrooms, Christopher Lee says.
When I had
COVID. Editions.
I had COVID.
All three of them?
All three. I was on my Lord of the Rings binge.
Extended editions?
Yeah.
He was on his couch. What do you want?
Holy shit.
He had time.
What?
How do you feel?
Now?
Alive. Surviving those three movies. Those movies suck. What?
5 Armies is bad.
Yeah.
Evan said COVID or the extended edition.
Yeah. I'm like, wait. Are you asking me?
Oh no.
The first one, Unexpected Journey, is great.
How's the frame rate? How'd it look?
48.
It's fine when you have your TV on. You don't notice it.
Is it even still that anymore? I thought they just.
I don't know.
I remember it looking weird when I saw it in theaters.
I think it's selected sequences, but I don't know if they.
I didn't choose the frame rate when I saw it in theaters. It was just like
I don't think my
regular
theater
movie.
got them.
But it still looked weird. Like they just looked weird in certain scenes. I'm like,
yeah.
How much is CGI? Is going
only movies I've experienced high frame rate were the recent Avatar re-release, which was good, and Gemini Man.
Yeah, that movie's weird.
And I like Desolation and Smog. You can start to see it go downhill in the second half.
You cannot.
But I still like the movie.
Actually, I like the second half of Smog more than the first half of Smog.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking about the extended scenes though.
Maybe
I haven't seen those.
Isn't Gandalf gone his journey? Anyways, back in Andor.
It tries to be a Lord of the Rings prequel, basically, instead
of
a Hobbit adventure.
It does a lot.
You know, I like it. Anyway,
I did read the book though. It's a really good book.
I read a third of it and stopped because I didn't want spoilers for the trilogy.
No,
I'm kidding.
I just read the reason I watched them too is because I just read the Hobbit book.
You mean you just had Andy Serkis read it to you?
Yeah, I flip-flop between them, but then Andy Serkis is literally so good.
He was like, one way out, hobbits.
No!
I don't see Legolas in this.
The whole... Because in the book, the whole riddle sequence is, like, obviously way longer than it is in the movie. And it's, like, so good.
Tolkien describing a water droplet.
But then when he's reading the audiobook, he's seamlessly switching in and out of narrator, Bilbo, and Smeagol. And I'm just like, holy shit. It's just like, it's perfection.
It's the same like his movie performance.
Yes, yeah, it's the same thing. Completely the same thing. But he's just like, I'm like, how can you just slip back into Gollum? Like, it's just insane to me. Anyways, back to Andy Serkis doing some great acting in this episode.
Well, yeah, no, we cut to the ISB and Krieger's men. They're saying how the ISB have Krieger's men taking the bait on the planet of Kafrine. The Krieger's men think the pilot apparently died in hyperspace. It's frozen on re-entry, basically. So basically, they're pulling in the trap that the ISB have sent for them, like a fish on a hook, basically. And one of them, Lonnie, says, hey, we should take interest in this because if we don't take interest, then Krieger's men might think something's amiss. But the least sus thing to do is to check it out. And that's what we'll do. We'll check out the ship or the trap that we just laid. So again, the Krieger's men is it shows just telling us like how this plot line is still continuing. Yeah. And the ISB
okay, pause. Because then later we find out who that guy is.
See.
because he's the one that gives the suggestion.
Yes.
And then he's also the one that tips Luthen to say that, the ISB are going to, it's going to be a trap.
He's a good double agent.
So basically he's just risking it all to maintain his cover.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. I didn't know if he was double, because it gets tricky. It's like, is he double crossing Luthen and then telling him?
No, I think he's just being a good agent.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I got based on his demeanor when we see him in that whole last scene. But
yeah, he's being a good imposter.
I think I remember him.
Oh, from The Hobbit?
No, I think I remember him being in Rogue One.
Me too.
Yes, he's the guy on.
Isn't he the dude? Doesn't he report to Mon Mothma that Rebel incursion happens on Scarif?
Holy shit! I think you're right.
What?
Yes, remember the guy that's running?
No,
the guy that's.
Senator.
We just watched this.
Did we just watch it?
We did not just watch it. We started the year with it.
It was like November. 3 months ago.
It's November.
3 months?
We started Star Wars.
3 months ago, we were still watching Alien versus Predator.
I'm going to pull up the date of when our Rogue One commentary was.
Oh, man. I tell you now. What scene is this again? It's the end of the movie?
No, it's in the middle. It's right before the Battle of Scarif really picks up.
I didn't see this in my Easter egg videos that I watched.
Okay.
I don't watch Easter egg videos for Andor.
Maybe he just has the same mustache, but he does look eerily similar.
Eerily similar. This is some great radio, guys. Great air. But for now, I believe you guys. I don't really watch Easter egg videos for the show, so maybe somebody mentioned it and I just missed it. But
we watched Rogue One on February 9th of this year.
Totally 3 months ago, right?
9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 months ago.
Didn't we do 2 franchises in between Star Wars and Alien?
Jurassic
we did Jurassic, didn't we?
We did Jurassic in that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was before Dominion. That came out this year, right?
Let me look at what we fucking watched.
We have to watch Dominion, F9.
We watched F9.
Do we watch F9?
Yeah.
This happened to me. I said, did we watch F9? And Evan said, yeah, of course we did.
We watched F9.
Did we watch Godzilla vs. Kong?
Yes.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we fucking did.
Where am I?
I remember we did.
Who are you people?
I know we didn't watch No Way Home yet.
Oh, yeah, we did the Jurassic series. We watched Holes, The Truman Show.
Digging up them holes.
Digging them. F9. Godzilla vs. Kong. Tombstone, baby. And then all these Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars nice. But, yeah, so that's interesting about Krieger and again, are we ever going to see Krieger in these final 2 episodes? Are we going to see this attack on Spellhouse?
I don't think so.
I
think there's something. I think it's going to be a race against the clock for Luthen's ultimate cover. Basically, I think it's gonna get more dangerous that Luthen's going to be revealed, and we're gonna have to somehow Cassian's gonna have to get re-involved.
So you're saying this is more of a characterization point for Luthen?
Totally.
Okay. I like it.
Because it's this total switch up of like, hey, he wants Saw to work with him, and then boom, all of a sudden, sacrifice 50 men. This is another Tuesday for me. Scrambled eggs, baby. Like
scrambled the eggs, baby.
I guess I'll save it for the end of the episode. Yeah. My thoughts on that.
It's just too good not to mention.
You're right. Yeah, it's so interesting.
As good as those eggs.
Because in the same, I do like eggs scrambled. It has to be scrambled. I do like the comparison between Luthen killing or willing to killing 50 men and the Narkina 5 people just killing 100 men randomly.
And then of course you have Mon Mothma having to slip on her morals.
Yeah, like,
we're getting to see all the.
What are you willing to sacrifice?
Will she ever have peace? God damn it!
No.
I'm
negative.
I'm so sad every time we go because we started the show and I was like, all right, it's another Mon scene. Now every week I'm like, oh no, it's another Mon scene.
Does she die in canon like
No, we don't know.
Force Awakens?
We talked about this. We don't know. The last thing we know about her is
because that shit is so tragic. If like she grows old and then watches the First Order rise to power, like that shit is so dark.
She watched the end of Palpatine,
right?
So,
Return of the Jedi,
and that, like, gosh, like we did it. No,
or did we? Dun.
Because last time we see her is in Bloodline, and then she's not even mentioned at all in Rebel Rising.
Oh.
Not Rebel Rising. The book that came before Rise of Skywalker. I forget what it's called.
Blah blah blah.
Resistance Reborn.
Yes.
Resistance.
Wow, you didn't even read it, Nathan. You even know the name. Nice.
I
Book
own the
nerd.
audiobook.
Nice.
I began something, I'm sure.
I audioed that book. It was a good audio. Yeah. Back when I was doing DoorDash. Anyway.
I heard our boy from Resistance was in it.
Was
Oh,
it Christopher
yeah.
Sean?
No.
Characters.
What's the character's name?
Kaz.
Kaz. Oh no, I think he's in the Tross audiobook.
Tross audiobook.
Brought up. He's one of the
On the base.
pilots there. No, he's one of the pilots that Lando brings in.
Gotcha.
With the galaxy.
Oh yeah, the notoriously off-screen rally.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Leia
Sorry.
couldn't do it, but Lando did. All right, that's weird.
Right.
We need to go a podcast without talking about Tross, guys.
We do.
I beg.
You did this today. You brought it.
I don't
That
know.
was off air. I don't know.
I think that was
I
off
brought
air.
it up.
It bled through.
I definitely brought it up because I was talking about Wakanda Forever.
It was red in your ledger.
Nice. What's next? Oh, so next morning, Kino wakes up, says basically what we already said. I'm gonna assume we're already dead. It's so good. And then
He just needs to be in every. He's having a hell of a year too. Batman, Andor.
That's it.
I know.
No. He directed Venom too.
No, that
was
was
last year.
2021.
Last year?
That was
Fuck.
last year. That was
November
September.
20 or
Yeah.
October.
Oh, that was Morbius. That was the Sony movie that came out this year.
No, Morbius isn't out
And
yet.
guess who's in it?
Morbius isn't out yet. What are you talking about? We're still delayed.
Yeah. Are we ever gonna commentary that? It's on Netflix.
I want to.
What?
I also want to do Venom too. It would be fun, guys.
Kelly
I'm not
wants
watching-
everyone to know that Morbius is on Netflix.
Thank
Kelly.
you.
Kelly.
Look, I'm not like going to bat anymore for you guys to like convince you about these films being anything, but it would be a fun as hell commentary to do these.
I'm so tired.
Oh no, you're not. They're shorter too. They're shorter flicks than what we usually do.
That's true. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Kino says, I'm going to assume we're already dead. Everybody gets rallied. They're like, let's go to work. It's going to be a normal day, but just remember, one way out. No. Oh, wait, I don't think he says that. He basically says, like,
Yeah, what does he say? He
he
says,
just says, be prepared,
be
basically.
prepared.
Like,
Regular Scar.
Then the tension, man.
like it happens today.
The
But
tension in this workroom is like,
they cut to something else real quick before they go back to...
oh, do they?
They cut
Do
to a
they go
lot
back
of
to
stuff.
Coruscant?
So we go back to Ferrex real quick. Back on
Ferrex,
Ferrex,
yes.
I have here, it says, back on Ferrex, we see people saying that Marva isn't taking her meds. So the doctor's walking through town.
Yeah.
Someone's like, hey, doc, Marva's not taking her meds. She's not eating her food. And the doctor's like, where is she? Let's go talk to her. And then we cut to Cinta spying on those people who talk about Marva. But then we also see another undercover ISB agent also listening in on their conversation. So it's basically giving us a lay of the land here. There's an ISB agent on Ferrex, obviously, because the ISB is there. We also see Cinta, ISB, Cinta, both listening in on and seeing the whole Marva situation. Because I think in that previous episode 8 or episode 9, Dedra was like, we'll keep tabs on Marva, but we won't do anything. So I think this is what she's talking about. Like, I'll have one agent keep tabs on Marva, and that'll be it. But then meanwhile, Cinta, who of course is staying at that hotel, is also keeping track as well. So I think everything can come to an head. We already talked about this, but I assume two things. Like, Marva's probably going to die in this finale. This finale is going to happen on Ferrex. There's so many like scenes we haven't seen yet on Ferrex with Dedra and stuff like that.
Do you think Cassian goes straight back to Ferrex from the planet that he gets
I
off?
think so. I think, yeah, these last two episodes are going to be all Ferrex, I think. At least from Cassian's arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, so, and then after that, we cut to Coruscant. And Mon is talking to somebody that she used to know. No, I'm kidding.
Somebody that she knows but doesn't like.
Yeah, talks to Davo. Because last week we were like, are we going to see Davo, or is this just like a thing?
This guy is shady, man. Holy shit.
Oof, I love this whole exchange. This is very House of the Dragon, George R. Martin.
This is one of the best subtle moments of the episode. Genevieve's performance is like insane. She literally breaks internally, and you can like see it like by the end of it of like,
It's like it's an emotional roller coaster within her mind, basically. Yep. She's not conveying a lot, but you can see it through her like her dialogue.
You sort of get the flashbacks to like the first couple episodes. I can't remember what episode it was, maybe 2 or 3, where she has that first conversation with Luthen of like, oh, you know, I got this other person in mind, and like, we'll bring him into the little network. It's like at that point, there wasn't an Aldani yet. They hadn't like kicked off. And so it was like this perpetual like pre-trial phase, you know, where it seemed real and things were at risk, but now it's like everything is at risk. Every single decision, like eyes are on her, and we can just feel that.
Yeah, eyes are on her, and of course, this episode we talked about it a little bit, but all about sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? Luthen we'll talk about later on. Cassian and Kino sacrificing their lives. And Mon Mothma might be having to sacrifice her daughter here as this whole discussion elevates in really interesting ways. Davo is talking about how the Empire does all these regulations not approved by the Senate, he says, and we just play the game. And this is why I mentioned it felt so Game of Thrones-esque, where they're talking about like playing the game. Chaos is a ladder in a sense. They're just playing in it. Like if the Empire is breaking the rules, we can too, basically. And then he says he doesn't want payment in exchange for like letting Mon move some money his way. He doesn't want to accept a fee. And my mom was like, well, I'll be uncomfortable if I don't give you something in return, like a fee. Like, come on, I'll give you some money. He's like, no, I just want to, I want to come back here. And
just once.
She's like, okay. She talks to Tay. Tay's like, I think we can do that. Like, yeah, come back, whenever. Mm. And then he's like, well, I'll be bringing my son with me. And she's like, "Oh hell no!
Oh, hold on, no. What are you
showing me?" Exactly.
And
then he's like, "I don't want money." Like,
but he's also at the same time, he's like, "Oh no, I'm not doing like the custom, not the arranged thing, but you know,
two young people,
lad blah, blah, blah. And beautiful girl, you know, just an introduction. That's all I want." And you know, damn fucking well, kids are dumb and stupid and young, isolated.
He's like, it's not a betrothal. It's like it's not nothing, and just an introduction. And not great. This is so fascinating. I didn't see this coming at all. But of course, Mon Mothma immediately shuts it down, and he walks away. I like when he walks away, and he's like, "Hopefully, you can think about this." And she's like, "I'm not thinking about this. I won't even ponder it." And he's like, "That's the first untrue thing you said all meeting." I was like, "Oof!
Get out of my head."
This is fascinating on so many levels. This is getting personal for Mon, and we talked about it in the last couple episodes. Every episode we're thinking, what's the end game with Mon Mothma and her family, right? In Rebels, after she leaves Coruscant, she goes with the Rebels and she delivers that passionate speech that we all know and love. But she's not with her family. Like when Ezra and crew take her, she's not with her family.
She's alone. She's dressed a lot less.
She's alone, just all in white. Yeah. And I'm curious, what is the end game now with her family? Obviously, I don't see her selling her daughter off. Not selling her daughter off, but just I don't see her accepting this tradition with her daughter. Because we already get the feeling that she already doesn't like the tradition. She doesn't like her husband at all. So it's she doesn't want the sins of the mother, basically. She doesn't want to have her daughter follow suit.
Yeah.
Right.
But what happens next? Does she send her daughter off back to Chandrilla to live a peaceful life away from? Send her daughter and her husband away? I don't know. I'm so curious.
She's probably losing custody.
Or maybe they get caught up in the scandal somehow, or they. Wouldn't it be crazy if they inadvertently get the blame for something that Mon does for the rebellion?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, fuck! that's way more compelling.
It is,
I'm wondering.
yeah.
It really depends. Like when in the timeline does Mon walk away from the Senate officially?
Great
Yeah,
point.
good
I
point. I
assume
don't
they'll
know.
do it at the end of season 2.
Because I
Yeah.
assume as soon as that happens and she breaks off and it goes full into the rebellion, that she's gonna have to leave the family behind.
Yeah, I assume that happens at the end of season 2. I mean, that'd be interesting if it happened in between season 2. Well, actually, it has to, right? No, because
Where are we?
Tony keeps saying like the end of season 2 goes right into Rogue One in a sense, and Rebels takes place a little bit before. Or really, like Rebels season 3 takes place a couple years before Rogue One. Not a couple years, but just like a period of time before Rogue One is Rebels season 3.
Yeah.
So I could see her leaving her family behind early on in season 2. And we get full Rebel leader Mon in parts of season 2. Maybe when she meets Cassian for the first time. I mean, that's gonna be interesting. So yeah, and then of course last week we talked about, well, maybe her separating from her family could do with her father Perrin getting jealous of her and Tay, because that was kind of seeded as well. Like her daughter was saying, like, "Oh, mom's old boyfriend that she keeps talking to." So you never know. There's so many possibilities here. I just don't know. I'm very curious.
What are they cooking?
Yeah,
Nothing good for Mon. Something she's allergic to.
nothing good. But yeah, again, if the question arises, what are you willing to sacrifice for the rebellion? What are you willing to do? Sacrifice your morals, your soul.
Luthen will say as much.
Luthen, yeah.
By the end,
Man, that was good. But yeah, so man, and I think, like we always said, Mon Mothma's going to be somewhere in the middle, between Luthen and Saul, and she's going to have to get dark, but I don't think she's going to have to get like this dark in terms of like, bye daughter, here's a potential husband for you. Like, I don't think her daughter would want that. So we'll see. But the rest of the episode plays out back on Narkina 5. And I don't have many notes from here.
they fight.
No. Actually, before we go back to that, we cut to Clea. Clea warns Luthen of a mark on a fountain. And Luthen says, what's going on? And Clea says, he wants a meeting. Luthen's like, it's been a year. This is a rare occasion. And Clea's like, you shouldn't go. I should do this. You should go off on the Condor somewhere, be safe. And Luthen's like, if it's a trap, we've already lost. I'll go on ahead. So that's setting up Luthen for the end of the episode. But now we are back on Narkina 5, and I have one way out. All hell breaks loose.
So basically, Cassian takes his restroom break to go, saw off the piece again, which we set up prior a couple episodes ago. Finally break. I was never really understanding what he was doing, but basically flooding the bathroom. I didn't know if it was just going to be. I initially thought it was going to be a distraction for the guards to check out.
Me too. I thought it was going to be like a power.
But this was even smarter to short out the floors.
Yeah,
that was
some unfortunate people got kind of stuck
caught
in the electrical.
If somebody said jump on the table, you better jump on those tables.
And then the timing of all this
says
is
the man
insane.
that did not jump on the table.
Because let's talk about this. The new man on the floor is like late, right? And so everyone's on edge of like, do we just go about our day? Like, what's happening? And then we're up against the clock.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because at the beginning, we cut to the scene. The guy's
like, where
dead.
is he?
I'm dead. It's like, come on, guys, one way out. Keep it going. Yeah. So.
And then Cassian's cutting the thing, and then he just gets back in time, just barely on program.
He's come back. He's all wet and everything.
And then the water you see the water start to trickle through the bathroom to the main workroom, and then you're like, oh fuck, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I can't remember who makes the first move. Is it like
It's Cassian.
Well, no. First, a couple guys like fake an argument.
Yes. Oh, right.
There's two buddies on the fifth table. Yeah, you start faking an argument. The guards, while the guard is going down. So the guy pulls the gun on the guys having an argument. Everybody gets in there.
And as the elevator's going down, Cassian jams it with the thing he cut out.
Yep, and that's when all hell breaks loose. Cassian jams it on the thing, and the guy starts shooting shooting the prisoner that just came in there, because the prisoner that just came in there
Starts
grabs
to
one
fight
of
back,
the
yeah.
he grabs the shock rod, shocks one of the guard, but then the guy from above him kills him. And then the
Now,
black
goddamn
guy,
it, this is kind
Yeah.
of is a bummer because we were told they did not have blasters, and now
Yeah,
goddamn it,
now they're scared, and they
we did not
definitely-
account for this.
But that also helps our escape.
I think
Eventually.
they had blasters.
well, primarily when they were introduced, they were just showcasing how they had the cattle prods, which
Oh yeah, but like,
or even nothing at all, and they were like, you'll see soon enough why, and they showcased the power of the floor.
yeah, the power of the floor. But they also showed like whenever they looked up at the guards, the people on the walkways always had guns. Like like the people who were always like going left and right on top, those had guns. But like whenever like they were transitioning or whatever like that, they didn't have guns.
Mhm.
Or like So the person that like brings them down, that guy didn't have a gun. He just had a shock rod.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. And again, it's just 2 guards with guns either way. So it's like 2 versus like a couple hundred men in there.
Yeah, they're throwing metal.
They're throwing metal in there. One of the black guys tries to climb on. He gets shot up tragically. Everybody just getting like shot up basically.
Everyone I didn't expect to get like mowed down started to get mowed down. Everybody who was starting to help kick off the plan pretty much got taken down.
Exactly. Yeah, the people that kind of started it mostly, besides Melchi and Cassian, were taken out here. It was just crazy. I liked the moment where the water short circuits and Kino looks up and the music like quiets down. It's like the power's out, like charge.
Apes together strong.
Yeah, literally.
It was so good. It was just like calm and then chaos. It was great. Yeah. Throw everything you got at him.
And then it's like, man, they have the low ground. Like, they're just getting shot at. We're just throwing bits of metal scrap at the people to, like, get any sense of... And
Cassian
then
comes in.
Scrambling up the elevator thing, right?
Yeah, Cassian grabs the dude by the leg, pulls him down, and then hits him down, makes him shoot the other guy.
It was so swift.
Gets blaster.
Like he comes in, hits the guy in the leg, shoots the other guy. I'm like, oh, it was like all in like 3 seconds. Cassian is super skilled.
And it's at that point, it's like, okay, they're here we go. And they get through. He shoots the command control guy, and then like, okay, now they have this section. We're good. And then they start fucking raiding the ammo. Here you go.
And
so good. Yeah, 5-2D basically taking control of at that point. And then start going to other areas. They split up, but they climb. They split up and they climb. Cassian and Kino take the stairs while everybody else is like going across each individual level, rallying everybody. Yeah. What I loved here is that other inmates were basically nervous or skeptical initially of what's going on. They hear firing, but when one of the guys barges in,
like breaks through,
he's like, "Come on, guys, time to go." They're like,
"What?"
Like what?
And the elevator goes down. They're like,
Once the elevator goes down, it's like, I took a note. Like once the elevator goes down, they all started like, okay.
Siri, play Victory Celebration.
Basically, once they see like,
dude, and then we learn there's like 5,000 of them or more when.
Yeah, there's 5,000.
When they finally get to the control room, because Cassian and Kino go to the control room.
Yeah, which is another great sequence.
And we learn that all the power is obviously hydro generated from whatever, from the ocean or lake outside. Mm-hmm. And if they shut it down, it can't be turned on for weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, we don't care, dude. Do it.
Yeah.
We don't care.
I think
who has access?
I think another thing they did before, they had an establishing shot of like closing off like the water flow. I think that prevented it from resubmerging. Because when Cassian first gets there, it's showcasing like them rising out of the water.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So they had to like push it down like somehow.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Yeah, so like it stopped them from going back into the
water. Back under, so we don't fucking drown.
Yeah. So they cut the power there. But yeah, before that, I just also want to say like I loved how tense a lot of the scenes were when they went to each individual room. It was also very tense. People were just like, it felt like going inside the Death Star, where it's like you're turning a corner, somebody starts firing randomly. Like people were just dropping. It was so sad to see, but it was also very like captivating because everybody just like, it doesn't matter. Like people are risking their lives in each individual floor they went to, just rallying people one by one. It was so cool to watch.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, and the score here was the whole jailbreak sequence score is just like rising and rising. It's so cool. But then we get to the command center scene, and that scene is just incredible. What was the first thing? Yeah. Kino asked, like, shut it all down. He kills one of the guards. They shut it down, basically.
Yeah.
And we get the speech.
Speech.
Yeah,
Speech is great.
And I said earlier, like, he uses the cherry on the top was using Cassian's words that he told Kino earlier to, like, and I love that, like, Kino sort of hesitates and, like, that's all you got? Like, come on, pull it together. Like,
yeah. I agree. Yeah, it was so interesting because Kino starts off saying, "My name is Kino Loy."
Yeah, he's got the voice modulator on still.
Building fire. Yeah, the voice modulator is still on, so it's like we don't know, like,
Snoke? No.
Yeah, basically telling him, like, oh, this is my name. We have successfully taken over our sector. We're doing it.
As of now, we have control of the
but
probably be our best shot. And it's like, is that all you got?
Yeah, he's like, this. You're just telling us our situation. Give us more.
Yeah, give us some passion.
Tell me why.
Tell me why. Exactly.
Which is it's such a difference from how Cassian was on the Aldhani mission, which I love.
Oh yeah, true. You know, Aldhani mission, he was just straight up on a mission. He was just like, we're doing it. That's it. This one is like he's telling other people to, like, rally. Like, you need to be more passionate. Yeah. You have a purpose. Let's use it. And yeah, it was so good. He was saying, all floors are cold. Get out. Stop the work. Take charge.
And
timing.
The best line is, like, you see someone fall down. You see someone who doesn't know what they're doing. You help them. You get them back up. Get them on their feet. And
so good.
Take charge.
Yeah, I love the quick shot when he said, all floors are cold. The one guy just kind of like bracing and taking the leap.
Yeah, he just tests it.
He's like, yeah. It was so good. It's so heartwarming seeing how Kino gets progressively more and more, like, passionate and emotional. You can see, like, he's starting to tear up a little bit. It's like, take charge. This is our moment. There's 5,000 of us. We can do this. They are afraid. He actually admits now, like, how they are afraid when earlier in the episode he was saying they have so much power. Now he realizes after all this, like, climbing and successful taking charge,
they're
he
so
realizes
satisfied.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he realizes they're so
full of themselves.
They're so full of themselves. They're so weak. And yeah.
God, it just leads to, like, the beautiful scenery of, like, them overrunning, just run through the halls. One way out. All the guards are, like, hiding in closets. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's like,
bro, those two poor guys that got knocked down in the stampede. I was like, oh damn.
Oh yeah, that was like, oh no, not like this. Bob? No.
Yeah, that was
Bob
bad.
and Joe.
But I assume hopefully somebody picked him up and said, let's go, boy. Let's go.
Tag and Bink, is that you?
So I assume they grabbed him and let's go. But man, this whole thing was so rallying, so fired. Like, it got me fired. I'm like, let's go. Like,
this is rebellion, baby.
Yeah, like,
it is, like, the Aldhani arc was like a symbol of, like, this is what, like, 5 people can do against the Imperials. But this whole prison arc is also showing us, like, this is what
a more
thousands of
people
collected, like, unified people can do.
I made a comparison while sometime back in the spoiler chat, probably because I was inspired as fuck by Alden and his threads. I was just saying, like, it was really cool just kind of thinking in comparison to Cassian's journey in Rogue One, how in this moment, like in the moments of Rogue One when they're really, like, going up against so much of the Empire with their small band of rebels, and he has that famous line, "Make 10 men feel like 100." Every time I heard it, ever since when Rogue One came out, I'm just like, oh fuck yeah. And now here, Cassian effectively, in the Imperials Cassian managed to overtake with everybody, all the Imperials in this, like, they're in a similar situation. I God damn it, I've lost my fucking flow. I explained a lot better before. But basically it's a mirror thing that, like, Cassian, even, like, being in the same by Rogue One being in the same position as the Imperial guards that oppressed him.
Ooh.
still managed to do their job better by making less feel like more.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. Yeah, in this one, like he has so many people. There's so many people just rallying behind him, overpowering somebody that he thought originally in the beginning of the season series, he thought they were so powerful, and he's now the one telling other people like, no, we have the people. We have this is our power of like unity, basically, of having a purpose. It's so special because this is the argument that he was having with Marva just a couple months ago, where she's telling him, and also one of the best speeches of the entire series, when Marva's arguing with Cassian, like, no, they can't get out of they can't get in my head. This is my safe space, basically, and we're all doing our individual acts of rebellion. And for me, my rebellion is walking down the street, do whatever I need to do. And she asked him, like, do you understand, Cassian? And he's like, no, I don't understand. I bet if they have that conversation now, he totally does understand. Like, it's just small acts of rebellion that can grow larger and larger. Cassian's now been forced to be in this area where his rights are taken away. He's seen the depravity of the Empire, but he's also seen the hope, the unification, the just how emotional and how uplifting going against the Empire can truly be. These small acts of rebellion culminating into big act of rebellion with this huge prison escape. So he's seeing the power of, again, rebelling. I'm very excited to see what his mindset is going to be after this, because everything's so wide open. It's just so uplifting. This whole episode is just basically about like the best parts about Star Wars: sacrifice, rebellion, hope, freedom. It's like this episode culminates in so many beautiful themes in the show.
Yeah, I think ultimately, by season's end, like going through this whole journey with Cassian, there's obviously so many like different points that you see the seeds planted in his brain of like, you know, he's not a full rebel guy, but you can see like he is a good guy, and he obviously has the capacity to become that rebel we know later. And I think ultimately Saz is probably going to be his mom is likely to pass by finale's end, and I think that's ultimately with how much she's passionate about the rebellion is going to push him, make that final push to be like, all right, I'm all in on this.
Yeah, the guy that ran away and was going to be living on Space Miami, I think he's starting to slip away. I think that Cassian's starting to go away.
It goes back to Luthen's line when they first get off Ferrix and they're on the ship, and he's like, you know, you don't know it yet, but this is a fight to the death. Like,
ooh, wow,
like,
great callback.
And so wouldn't you rather do something that makes a difference than just survive and, you know, kind of exist in the cracks or something? I can't remember what the line is, but
great callback. I think, this whole thing,
because it's like back to Luthen originally pitching him on what he's going to be doing.
He basically like, nah.
Yeah,
but now we see it. Like, this is him fighting these bastards for real. This is him fighting for his life and death. Like, he's seeing the stakes. He's seeing how important it is, not just for him, but for every single prisoner.
And he's seeing there's no escape. No matter how good you roll the dice here, you could have millions of dollars and go anywhere you want, but you're not able to escape the oppression and
you're not
bigotry.
Man, this episode hits.
Do you think that we're gonna see Cassian and Luthen have a scene by the end of the season together?
Oh yeah, they have to meet up again. They have to meet up
like
again.
Likely.
I wonder what would make Luthen go to Ferrix now that he knows that there's a trap laying for him there. But I think if Cassian's going to Ferrix, hopefully all stories converge at the same place.
I think they will.
I don't see where else Luthen's story can go this season. I'm excited to see where it goes. But yeah, this, and then of course we get to the brutal end of this Narkina 5.
This
plot. They reach the open sky, and I like how it's like, oh shit, it's like, oh, like people start dropping, and it's then like we get the line. Get the line from Kino.
But as he's saying it too, he's He's misty eyed, you can see, and he's honestly like kind of like laughing joke. He's kind of jovial.
I didn't cast a laugh the second time or the first time, but yeah, he's like
Can't see it.
can't swim,
I
can't swim.
Just kind of like reaching that ironic point, but at least he.
Bro, I'm still jumping.
Yeah, I think he
Same,
did
right?
too.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think you have to have hope and optimism. I don't think he stayed. I think somebody probably helped him. That's my hope. My hope
That was
is
the
somebody
thing.
helped him.
And obviously, it's like we don't need to follow up. Like I am fine. Like,
I didn't see a body in my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Kino and Wanda are fine. Everything's good.
But it's so perfect thematically, right? Because it's like, one leader that Cassian has seen, or one rallier, now is sort of passing the torch to Cassian, like,
Yeah.
in a different way, like in an unexpected way. It's like I can't go on from here. You have to. What are you gonna do? Like,
Yeah, Cassian is seen in a leader like Huno Loy, somebody who's able to fight for others, fight for other people's
and
dreams,
command people for a cause.
and command people for a cause far beyond his own. He knew he wasn't able to swim. He knew he was an island surrounded by water. Maybe. So it's very
It gives
poetic.
I think it also gives like an equally frightening rewatch look. Like when you notice how like on edge and nervous he is about this whole plan. I think he knows
like, is there a ship? Like, what are we gonna do? Like,
yeah, well, that's the thing is like enacting out this whole plan. I think in his mind, like even though like if he stays here he dies. I think he knows that this all is going to end come the cliffside of the entry doors.
That's dark.
Yeah, maybe he thought.
But he does it anyway.
Yeah,
maybe he feared there's another way. But yeah, you're right. He does it anyway. He fights for other people's dreams that are bigger and besides his own. And I think Cassian learned from that. As a leader, you have to fight for not just your dream, but the dreams of others and their hopes and their aspirations. Like, this isn't just about you. You got to be selfless, not selfish. And I think really helped him understand that. And I think he's going to learn a lot from him.
And it's effectively the whole antithesis to the final speech of this episode with Luthen.
Exactly. That's a great point there. I think Cassian's learning just what it means to be, not only just be be a rebel for a cause. He's learning what it means to be a leader and the sacrifices it takes to be a leader. Because again, this whole episode is about sacrifices. Kino basically is sacrificing himself in this way, even though we all assume he doesn't die. That's what you can hope for. It's still a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice because he knows he can't swim, but he's still like sacrificing his life potentially for the lives of others in such a beautiful way. That again, Nathan says totally the opposite of what we see. Not the opposite, but just the antithesis. It's interesting. We'll get to it because there's a lot to get into there. But man, it was such a heartbreaking, surprising twist. I loved Andy's delivery there. I can't swim.
Oh God. And then Cassian's like trying to register it, but someone bumps him and he falls. He can't do anything to help him. He can't tell other people to help him.
That's why I love this show, man. It's just so raw and real. There isn't just like, let me stand, everybody walks around us while me and you have a one-to-one chat. It's like you can't hear him. It's all muffled. He doesn't know what's going on. Then he gets pushed off. It's like, oh, shoot. So it's all chaotic and so real, man. It's so human, too.
Someone commented, Kino made a raft out of the boots. Love it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Spot like that.
Too funny.
Thank you,
but
Hans.
gosh,
please like and subscribe.
We get that beautiful overhead shot of everyone swimming out of basically the Empire's
Imperial
thing.
Cog in the machine.
Which then I can't remember what the shot transitions to because I think it's a cool transition.
We go to Coruscant after this.
Oh wait, do we go? Yeah, but
we're going to the depths.
It's straight from this to elevator.
Okay. But man, this whole setup of the meeting is crazy because I'm like, man, this is some boring shit right here. Like we're secret floors with
Isn't
the
this the
thing, and
director
then there's like a comm, like
Yeah, it was so cool. Yeah, like he's going in between like the underground of Coruscant, basically.
trying not
Goes
to
into
get
the
seen.
elevator. Yeah, it's like, what's going on
He's
here?
got the hood on or whatever.
I was confused.
We don't know who it is until he gets to the elevator, I think.
Exactly. I was so confused. I thought this was like, is this part of the Krieger storyline? Or are we seeing this Anton Krieger? What's going on here? But then I'm like, oh wait, no, this is still on Coruscant, and this is a guy meeting Luthen, and I was like, that's the guy from the beginning of the episode. That's Lonnie. Sly Lonnie.
He has a family, damn it.
Got a
Did you say
mother.
Sly Lonnie?
Yeah, it's a play on Sly Ronnie.
Shirani, yeah.
Shirani. That's the credit song for
Black
Wakanda Forever.
Exactly.
Shirani.
Ronnie. Oof.
No, lift me up.
Just the fucking shy muffles.
Too soon.
God, what a callback.
Back when SNL was great, man.
Hey, there's some gold nuggets every now and then.
Exactly. But yeah, like Arden said, it felt very Bourne-esque with all the spy shit. I just love this part of the show where it's just like super espionage and undercover. And then we get him communicating with Luthen, and he's
being creepy as hell.
Super
like,
creepy and
Oh,
manipulative.
you're far now. There's some congrats.
If this is a trap, tap twice. Like
It was so interesting. I skipped this part of my rewatch a little bit. I just went to
Press 1 for betrayal. Press 2 for undying loyalty.
I went straight to the speech. I missed like the elevator. I missed rewatching the elevator sequence. But yeah, basically Luthen's telling him like, so Dedra Miro is after you. Which doesn't even matter anymore. Oh, I'll pause real quick about the but going to your sister thing.
It's probably going to be set up at the finale.
I think Andor's sister is still alive. That's my guess. Even though Marva in episode 9 reiterated that, or episode 7 reiterated that your sister's dead. I think sister's still alive.
It matters more about going towards his future versus going towards his past. I think she's probably still alive, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things other than she's just another person that needs to be saved from the overall plight of the Empire.
Yeah.
He's not going to drop everything to just go hang out with his sister anymore because he's getting too involved.
Great point.
He's a different person than he was than hunting for his sister in episode 1 at that strip club.
So if we do see her again, are we gonna have a tug and pull there between?
I think we will.
Yeah, between.
I'd be very curious to see what her perspective would even be.
I would love if like a setup. Maybe this could be a season 2 thing.
It has to be at this point, right?
Oh yeah, but like we get to a point that's like a setup of like, all right, we're on cool terms with Luthen. Run a mission for him. Here's a new mission here. Here we go. Conflicting interests. This mission is going to involve Cassian's sister in some way.
Ooh.
And Cassian's got to make a decision. All right, something save my sister or do this rebellion act. Fuck, what do I do?
Yeah,
it's gonna be so interesting because if she does come back by the end of the season, he's gonna be not fully with the rebellion. I think this season's like the birth of a revolutionary, not a rebel. But with her coming in there, how does that change his priorities?
She's in the Empire.
Oh my god, that'd be crazy. But yeah,
can you imagine though? Like they gave me, you could totally see like they gave me stability, they gave me blah blah blah. Our planet was wrapped, but I don't think she would because look what happened to all the people that went on the mission, and Cassian never came back.
Yeah. But it is a great question, Hans Yolo, in terms of like, does it even matter anymore? Because a lot of other characters are telling Cassian it doesn't matter. And thematically, it shouldn't, but for his character, it might. So you never know. But yeah, going on back to Luthen talking to Lonnie on the radio. Lonnie's telling him like, "Hey, there's a person at the ISB called Dedra Miro. She's an upstarter riser, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. She's
And
interested in Ferrix.
yeah, she's interested
There's
in
now a
Ferrix.
code name for a person named
Axis.
Axis.
Which Luthen gets a little chuckle at. He's like,
Yeah.
Axis, interesting, cool. they gave me a nickname. And
This
basically,
staged a crash.
basically a thief and a middleman. That person named Axis, and how they have so much information on Krieger. They know Krieger plans to attack the Imperial Power Facility on Spellhouse, and Luthen's like, okay,
That's a cool name.
okay, interesting. Keep it
It
going.
wasn't me. That's separate. I love how he goes, oh, separate group. Yeah, not us.
Was like, we were invited, but
We were invited.
That was for Aldani, but yeah.
yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, that wasn't us. That wasn't us. We backed out. So yeah, basically just telling them, and you hear reports saying that Luthen's willing to sacrifice them. It's like we should sacrifice those men. What better way to reassure there's no leak than to sacrifice Krieger?
That's insane. That's crazy good line.
And then that was basically it. And then the elevator ends, and after being rejected by this information, he sees Luthen again. He's like, Luthen's like, basically, you didn't come up here just to tell me about Axis, Ferrix, and Krieger and just walk away, right? Like, what's your plan? And Lonnie's like, well, I'm a father now. It's been a year since we last talked, and I have a kid, and this is too much for me. I'm a father, and I have more important things to worry about. I'm not willing to sacrifice this. Basically, again, all about sacrifice. What is this guy Lonnie willing to sacrifice? He's not willing to sacrifice his family, and he wants out. Yeah. And Luthen, though, says no. He rejects. He says, you took a vow.
I love that.
You're going nowhere. And what I love about this, they talk for a little bit more, and Luthen says, your double life is epic. It's just so weird. I'm not used to use people saying epic in such a weird way. Because he takes a step back. Unironically, exactly. Like, people like to make fun of the word epic now. I don't use it in my movie reviews. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever was epic.
Epic.
I mean, wasn't
epic,
it though?
Epic time at the movies.
Exactly.
It's pretty damn epic, I gotta say.
The epic hierarchy has changed.
The epic
hierarchy of epic.
Hierarchy of epic.
Black Adam, though, epic.
Y'all ever play Epic Mickey?
I never did buy that game.
Was that with Oswald?
I think so.
The rabbit?
Yeah.
Paintbrush.
But your double life is epic. I gave away so much sacrifices and information so you could live your double agent life, Lonnie. And you think you can just walk away? Like, no. You're not going anywhere.
Did he say something like, I think about you all the time?
Yeah, I think about you all the time, Lonnie.
Having to do a performance on and off. And
exactly.
Every day.
Exactly. Like, doing a performance. You're doing so much. And again, I've given so many information just to keep you where you are. You can't go anywhere. I'm sorry, Lonnie.
You were too far in.
You're too far in. And Lonnie then says, like, I've sacrificed so much to be in my position. What are you willing to sacrifice, Luthen? Whew. Then we get the best. I wrote it all down here.
Thank you. Let's do it.
I wrote it all down here.
I want to pull it up too.
I'm not going to do the whole speech because I'm not still in Skarsgård.
Yeah. No.
But
as Professor Evan Harris, I want to hear this.
Luthen says,
"Gotta get the gravel."
He said,
"Andor."
I don't know what
Andor. All right.
He says, "What if I sacrificed? Calm, kindness, kinship, love. I've given up all chance at inner peace. I made my mind a sunless space.
This shit's deep.
I share my dream with ghosts. I wake up every day to an equation I wrote 15 years ago, from which there is only one conclusion. I'm damned for what I do. My anger, my ego, my unwillingness to yield, my eagerness to fight. They've set me on a path from which there is no escape. I yearn to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost, and by the time I look down, there's hardly any ground beneath my feet. What is my sacrifice? I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise I know I'll never see.
This is peak.
And the ego that started this fight will never have a mirror or an audience or the light of gratitude. So what do I
Lights of
sacrifice?
gratitude. That shit is deep.
Everything.
And like I was hanging on every word.
Every word. I'm like
Every word. Because I knew he was gonna say everything, right? Like
of course.
My film rot brain was like, oh, he's gonna say everything. But I was hanging it to save it for when he's already said everything, and then he doubles down and literally says the word everything. And I'm like, oh.
My favorite mic drop was I share my dream with ghosts. Like,
Yeah, that shit.
That was good.
Oh, he spit it.
Oh.
He spit it.
It's cold. Oh shit. Shit.
But god damn it. Also, when he says to create a sunrise that I'll never see, I'm just like, what is grief if not love persevering?
Yeah.
And then I see, and then I'm like, oh, cut to Rogue One, the sunrise of the Death Star shooting down onto Scarif. And I'm like,
sunrise.
That sunrise it's sort of a sunrise of a new rebellion, because that's like giant turning point, right? Like we're having all these miniature turning points that are going to escalate all the way up to Rogue One.
Yeah, God, just all culminating like the end of Cassian's journey, not only being like the ending of Rogue One, but it's effectively the kickoff of the whole fucking saga with A New Hope.
Yeah.
All leading up to the fucking pursuit of Leia's ship. It all culminates to the beginning, baby. It's like poetry.
To that sad boy on the desert who wants to go into the academy.
It's fucking binoculars looking at fucking flashing lights.
It's like, oh, guess I'll leave now. I can take you as far as wherever. Las Espa.
It's fucking card player in a fucking bar with his fucking Wookiee. Oh god, man! All these corners of the universe. The thought that Han and Chewie are out there and like they just went through all this. Fuck, if I was Han, I would fucking join the Empire too. It seems like the safest bet.
But then I think the music like swells. Or no, the elevator closes and then the music swells and we cut to Cassian and his friend running outside at night, no shoes on. They're sprinting away.
It's dark.
It's dark. Like
No
I think there's
sign.
lights in the background. I think the Empire's obviously caught on to what's happened.
Yeah, and there's 3 moons in the background. It's just
Can't stop.
We're free.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Fucking ball.
Luthen's character here is so, because we just got finished learning with him and Lon. We were like, damn, that's cold, Luthen. Like the audience is perceived to be like, damn, he's not letting this guy escape. He has a family, but Luthen's like, you're stuck here. I'm willing to sacrifice 50 men. Luthen's portrayed as this cold figure, but then he gives a speech, and we're like, that's so tragic.
Yeah. It's like
so dark and
he
tragic.
would be so maniacal if he was on the Empire's side. But because he has the self-awareness of he knows he has to play dirty and to the fault of his own happiness and existence, that just makes it so much like more tragic than anybody. It's like something we've never really seen before portrayed, I think.
That's the biggest thing. It's that self-awareness. Because, again, he has that evil-ish, like, do it at all costs tendency.
Which Dedra does, too. It's like, boom, boom, boom. Oh, what if we do this? What if we do this? What if we do this? But she never is, like, stopping to, like, think about it. Like, she's thinking about it, but she's so in the system and just cut into this chase of the case and working for the Empire and moving her way up the ranks. And Luthen, on the other hand, has like this awareness of like how everything is sort of the domino effect of everything is.
It's extremely tragic, and that's the big thing, Carson. That self-awareness, which makes it even more beautiful, right? Like 15 years, like basically you get the picture that like as soon as he started down this path, he started to realize what's starting to happen to him.
Oh my god,
his own soul. It's like, oh my god.
We need a Dedra and Luthen scene. It's really gonna be peak if they ever meet.
If they're both on Ferrix, it's highly likely. That'd be awesome. But man, I mean, I felt for when he said like love, like I've sacrificed like love. He's a lonely guy. He just has Freya, but they're just like allies. There's nobody he loves. he sacrificed the ability to have love.
Well, it's like that
do
thing.
all
It's
this.
like they're a wound. The second he does do that, it's like he'll be compromised in a way that he can't get past.
Right.
And that's
exactly.
exactly what it's mirroring in the scene, is because it easily could have been Luthen with the family. It easily, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it could have, the odds could have been flipped. Like Luthen could have been working for the Empire and realizing all the same things.
Mm-hmm.
But because Luthen has taken the steps that he has, it's just such a unique position that he sort of has to drag people down with him.
He committed himself to the road of solitude.
Yeah.
He severed all bonds. He severed all connections, so he can walk down this.
He has to be skeptical of everything and everyone. He can't have any genuine connection to any person.
No, he can't, because in this line of business that he subjected himself to, as he says, he's using the tools of his enemy. He
Exactly.
has to
he has to go bar for bar. Like, it's like
just like the Empire is willing to sacrifice 100 men to keep quiet about their treachery.
so they can keep on production schedule.
He is willing to sacrifice 50 of Krieger's men to keep the rebellion in line, to keep the rebellion strong. That's what he's willing to sacrifice. And to do that, like he said, he's willing to sacrifice his morals, his love, his connection, his calmness, his anger. Like it's so tragic. And I tweeted it out. Like, this gives me big Attack on Titan Aaron vibes in season 4 at least.
Mr.
Yeager, who also walked down the same. I mean, a lot of anime does this, where it's like one of the main protagonists is willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of their friends. Mm-hmm. It's just so tragic. Like, he's willing to sacrifice all this for the sake of people like a Cassian, like other rebels, to have a dream. And I mentioned this with Kino, another leader. But said he was a leader of a prison, or his floor in a prison. Kino was willing to sacrifice it all, even though he knew he couldn't swim. He was willing to sacrifice his life so other people could escape. And then we have Saul here, or Luthen here, willing to sacrifice for the sake of others, even though he's doing it in such a dark way. It's so gray and interesting. Because Luthen still, despite how tragic it is, isn't a great guy. But he's with the quote-unquote good guys. But we just never seen the rebellion in this stage, in this tumultuous gray area of sacrificing others to do what they have to do. Like, we saw one small scene in Rogue One where Cassian kills the guy to keep the information from going away in the very first scene we see him in.
Yeah.
But this is just this times 10. Is that times 10, where it's just like we see so much gray within rebellion, and Luthen is embodying that so powerfully with that whole speech. Oh my God! Like, I share my dream with ghosts. The people that died along the way, basically, the people that he probably had a hand in killing. He shares their dream still, despite him having a hand in their deaths or him not having a hand in their deaths. He shares their dream of defeating the Empire at all costs.
And probably those who he previously in his life did in fact love and care for, who
are now gone. I want a Luthen novel ASAP. Give me a Charles Soule Luthen novel, please. I want to learn so much about this guy, but I do like the mystery.
He can live.
He's dead.
No, I mean, everyone's dead at some point, but.
Thank you, Nathan.
Not now.
I still think Luthen dies in season 2. But season 1, I think season 1, that's going to be Marva's big death. That's going to be Mufasa dying. But,
remember who you are.
Remember who you are, Cassian. He lives in you. She lives in you.
Show them who you are.
It's all Lion King, baby.
Lion King is the best animated movie of all time, so.
The 2019 film, good job.
Exactly. Thank you, Jon Favreau.
$1 billion, baby.
1.6.
Johnny
Jesus
Favs.
Christ, 1.6.
I think.
Who saw that again and again and was like, I love this
I don't
movie?
know.
I
Everybody,
bought it.
apparently.
You bought it?
I bought it.
On what?
Voodoo.
Does they even have a Blu-ray?
Yeah. What the fuck? Yes, of course it
They'll
does.
charge $27 fucking for it too.
You can't deny it looks great.
I can.
The
Why?
movie looks
How?
great.
Yeah.
The Lion King 2019 movie looks great.
Yes, it does.
It looks like horseshit.
Not at all.
Any semblance of composition is like swapped out for like CGI neutral colored grass.
I mean, that's just how the fucking world looks.
No, it sucks. I hate it.
It's photoreal, baby.
And it's horrible.
No, it looks good.
And the scene that's supposed to take place at night takes place during the day.
Oh, fucking boo-hoo.
Yeah,
Boo-hoo!
I am boo-hooing.
I don't care.
I am
anymore.
boo-hooing.
Can you feel the love today?
That's
Can you feel the
that's
love?
the one common criticism you guys always bring up,
Can
and that's
you
all
feel
you.
Yeah,
the
and it's
love
stupid.
today?
All right, fine.
It's stupid.
Anyway,
Anyways, Andor
why are
episode
we
10
doing this?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Andor
Jungle
episode
Book
10
better.
was amazing.
Well,
I
didn't
love
say
the
it
show.
was, like, perfect.
Where do you guys think we go to now? Quick finale part 1 and 2 predictions.
Prog Rock.
Is
primarily.
Bix even like functional right
alive?
Oh, we didn't see Bix at all.
now? I
Man.
know. I'm scared.
How is she doing? What is she cooking? Not much.
Her brain. This is your brain on Empire.
Bye, Nathan.
Fried egg, baby.
Man, I don't know.
I hope
I-
she's. Okay.
I did predict last week that Bix is still going to use this. Not use this, but like this is going to be a big turning point for Bix. She already blamed herself for what happened to Tim, and now she blames herself for what happened to Pac's father. I don't know. I think she's going to be really. Can you guys see me?
Yeah. Now we can.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Did I freeze?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm very curious. I don't know. I think she's still going to be like wanting to save Marva. She's still going to be like, basically what I'm saying is like she's going to use what happened to her, despite how tragic it was, to say like this is why we definitely have to go against the Empire.
Yeah.
She's not going to let it bother her.
Huh.
I mean, it's going to be traumatizing, but
Yeah.
I'm like scared what this plot is gonna entail the next 2 weeks. Like, what are we going to be crashing into? Because it's not gonna let up. Like, this is the 2-part finale. Like, there's no episode 7 here. Because we had that break in between arcs, sort of.
Yeah.
We don't have that here.
Yeah, I don't know. So Cinta's still on Ferrix. Vel was on Coruscant. She's told Mon that she's going to Tangela, but I think she's going back to Ferrix. I'm not sure. Maybe we see Vel meeting back up with Luthen, and then they both go to Ferrix. Their mission still is to kill Cassian, right? We can't forget about that. They still want to kill Cassian. The Empire is still looking for Cassian. So everybody's looking for Cassian, and I think it's all going to come down to Ferrix because again, they're keeping their eyes on Marva. When Cassian meets Marva, the Empire will know, but then probably Luthen and Vel will also know because Cinta will tell them. So I think everything's going to come in on Ferrix once Cassian gets there. The heat's going to be big. I'm excited. I love me a good penultimate episode.
Ooh.
Game of Thrones always had the banger penultimate episodes. Maybe Tony will follow suit. We never know. But man, Andor is just peak fiction. Not much else to say.
It truly is. I adore it.
And all props again. Tony Gilroy, the writing staff, but this score, this episode was just impeccable. It was so
How did
uplifting.
he do that?
How does he keep cooking?
He can't keep getting away with it.
But we have more Star Wars news after this.
We do?
We do.
Oh.
Acolyte is filming.
About to say, Acolyte, baby! Leslie Headland's new show, The Acolyte, has finally started filming as of November, whatever last Monday was.
Mm-hmm.
It's real? They're cooking?
What was that?
And
Still
you'll never
haven't.
guess who else is
It's
in
real
it.
they're cooking.
Carrie Ann Moss
Moss, yeah, that's
is
right.
in the show.
Wow.
She's in Star Wars.
That's so cool, and
I
cannot wait
won.
to see what she plays.
Yeah, let me look up the Acolyte class so I can just tell the audience who we have
Yeah.
officially again. Let me get to it. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it throughout the summer and throughout everything about the Acolyte. But Carrie Ann Moss blew my mind. I was so shocked. I love her and everything. Of course, she's great in Matrix trilogy and the fourth one, Resurrection. Quadrilogy, but she's also great in movies like Memento, where she spits in a cup. She's also very good in Jessica Jones. Other TV, if you want to get into there. But yeah, just Carrie Ann Moss is great. But going through the cast so far, we have Amanda Stenberg, Lee Jung-jae from Squid Game, Mandy Jacinto, Daphne Keane from Logan, Jodie Turner-Smith from Queen and Slim, Rebecca Henderson, and Charlie Barnett, both from the Netflix show, Russian Doll. They're both from Russian Doll. Dean Charles Chapman, who I don't know, and Carrie Ann Moss. First behind-the-scene image is of Amanda Stenberg and Lee Jung-jae with Leslie Headland in this
a big-looking set.
Big sets. It first gave me Last Jedi. What's it called? Shuttle Parkers. What's that stage called? Canto Bite vibes. Because of the walls. But I'm not sure what it is. We also have
the synopsis, right?
Our first synopsis. Yeah. So The Acolyte is a mystery thriller. We already knew that. That would take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. A former Padawan reunites with her Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes. But the forces they confront are more sinister than they ever
mystery.
anticipated.
I love it.
So this is crazy. I'm assuming Amanda is the Padawan here.
Yeah, I think so.
Former Padawan. So that automatically, so many questions. Former Padawan?
I know. How do they fall? Does it mean they had a falling out? Did they not complete training? Are they just in a Jedi Knight now and then are like just have to work with their old master on this mission? So many.
It's so interesting. Did she pull in to leave the Jedi Order towards the final days of the?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Like, did something happen? Like, did she pull a Dooku?
We all Dooku pull a Dooku. That's a great phrase.
Huh.
Man, I can't wait to see what. Presumably, this show is gonna.
It's lagging.
2024
today.
Probably. Spring 2024, I think, will probably come out. So yeah, cannot wait to see, because it will be Bad Batch, then Mando, then Ahsoka. What's the other show that's filming right now? Am I missing something? No.
Secret Invasion.
There you go. No. Star Wars show.
No, you agreed. I heard you. All right, we're back.
But yeah, lots of shows in the meantime, but very excited to see this one in particular.
Finally.
He's here.
So you think it's gonna come out? You think it's gonna come out spring 2024, probably at the earliest?
No.
I think so. Wait, I think it'll be the first show for 2024.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right? Yeah, I think
February,
probably earlier than
February.
I guess it has to be. Yeah, because this, what is it, 2022 now? So I think early.
No, it's almost 2023.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, I think Mando, Ahsoka, and Skeleton Crew are all 2023, and this will be the first thing in 2024.
Right.
Yeah.
Nathan, I knew I was missing something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have been the number one Skeleton Crew supporter.
Exactly. Nathan, number one Jude Law fan.
Hey, emblem, let's go, baby. Get the emblem feel. Get the
inspired.
Emblem-inspired Goonies style. Skeleton
Exactly.
Crew. Jude Law, John Watts. We can do it, baby.
Woo woo. But yeah, I'm excited. I assume Amanda is the Padawan, and Lee Jung Jae though that she's talking to, is he the
Could be the
Jedi
master.
Master or is he the Sith?
Could be
Carry
why
on
that
Moss is
why
the
that they were in the
master.
picture.
Yeah, maybe
Carry-on
that's my
Moss is a
assumption.
Sith.
I think maybe Carrie's the master and maybe Lee is the Sith.
Sith.
That's what I want to think. And I think because Lee Jung Jae just sounds like a boss ass like Sith character.
Yeah.
I think he'd be good as a villain.
Yeah.
But then who's
Because
the
he's the
Jedi
protagonist
Master?
in
I don't
Squid
know.
Games. Is he the
Yeah,
main character
Squid
in
Game.
Squid Games? Sorry.
This game.
There's just one.
Well, they're making season 2. I have
That's
one
called
game,
Squid Game.
many rounds.
Exactly.
Season 2.
They don't call it the footballs.
All right, what other news do we got?
I'm sorry. Anyway.
Oh, real quick. Other news. Sean Levy has been rumored to direct a Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right. It's
so yeah,
But okay, the main thing is it's not going to be after he has got to finish all of his Stranger Things commitments as well as literally directing Deadpool 3. So
Right.
it's not going to be till 2020.
exactly. And this is still a rumor.
Yeah, still a rumor. He did quote tweet the article and said this is a dream. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
We never know.
Oh, he
These
did? I didn't see that.
Yeah, these things are always loose in terms of.
So did he confirm it? Basically,
yeah.
is that him confirming it? You think?
Well, I think they're in talk. It may be him trying to like get leverage or whatever. We don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Okay.
he was brought onto the Feige project, given his Marvel connections.
That's true.
Oh yeah, I
So-
keep forgetting Feige has that random movie coming out.
Yeah, all we know is.
But
he has
I
the
think
writer.
sources would have said like, oh, this is the Michael Waldron
Yeah, I
Feige
think
Star
so
Wars
too, but-
project.
Well,
This
maybe
seemed
they're
completely
just catching wind of
separate.
like they're hearing something and they don't know it's all together.
Yeah.
Which
But
I think it's
overall,
maybe-
I think the what was the other the Miss Marvel director and
Yeah,
who was the writer?
and Damon Lindelof.
Damon Lindelof movie is coming, and the Taika movie is probably coming before this comes out. So
Mhm.
I agree.
one of those
Yeah.
things that sort of probably just came out early and got to the press, and then they ran with it.
Yeah.
But who knows if it will see the light of day?
Exactly.
Indeed.
And speaking of seeing the light of day, the
sun's
J.D.
coming up.
Dillard movie. No, the J.D. Dillard movie was potentially like it's gone.
Oh.
Which
Yeah.
we never
Yeah,
really
we
assumed
basically
went
guessed.
anywhere. We
We
kind of
basically
get. There was
guessed, like,
one
rumor,
article
yeah.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah, there was one
article
article
about it.
deadline. Nothing from Lucas.
Yeah. Nothing ever came of it, and people are like, "Look at Lucasfilm canceling all these products." They probably had a small discussion, maybe a couple meetings. They never went anywhere.
Yeah.
But like, people like to write about these things before Lucasfilm ever.
But then he
says
said
anything.
he's repurposing it into original sci-fi or something. Is that what?
Yeah, he says that some of his ideas might be repurposed into a future space movie. It might be aerial focused because he did mention TIE fighters.
Well, his next
Um,
movie is Devotion, right? Didn't he direct that?
Exactly. His father
Coming
worked
out
in the
next
Air
year.
Force. That's why he's so like devoted, for lack of better words, with this whole area. So yeah.
Star Wars Top Gun?
But again, it's so weird. Exactly, Nathan. So his movie said like it might have been rumored, or I'm theorizing it was like space flight focused because he mentioned TIE fighters. But then we of course Patty Jenkins doing Rogue Squadron, which is obviously flight based as well. I was like, were there going to be two movies? Is this why it's scrapped?
Like
because
competing
they
pitches
already
or
were
something.
doing a flight competing exactly. So what are they cooking up with that Lucasfilm? I don't get it.
I don't know.
It's
As
weird.
far as movies,
Um,
I'm just waiting until
but either way, that was
someone
kind of
tells me one of them is filming. Because they just don't.
That's
seem
what we
real until
thought
they
we'd
start
get at
filming.
Celebration.
Right.
we've gone all year. It is November. We've gone all year without any official word about movies from Lucasfilm.
Yeah, which is kind of insane.
The only thing we got was that from that Vanity Fair article, which we dived into, in which Kathy was discussing how like when they want somebody, they want to have them for a while.
Yeah, but then she established a new writer's
people...
room right after that to like.
Exactly. So what she said in the Vanity Fair is very different from what we're hearing about.
What she's reacted from.
Yeah, like the Vanity Fair comment is going completely different from what we've been hearing about the Lindelof writing project, which means like because in that article, Deadline or whatever, it seems like Kathy is setting up a writer's room for a one and done film that could potentially have sequels. But again, that runs completely different from like we want somebody like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni who we can get for a long time and craft a big overarching story.
Right.
So I don't know what we're getting. And then lastly, there was that Grogu short from Ghibli.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be for Star Wars Visions, but it was just that random short that dropped on Saturday. It was very cute.
I still think there's a chance that they do something for Visions. Because remember, at every Celebration thing, they're like, Star Wars and anime have a bright future. I don't expect Visions will end with season 2. I think it will probably continue on, or they'll do more animated stuff just because we have Disney Plus. So I think there's definitely, because this is sort of an unprecedented collaboration even in the first place. So
yeah,
if it's going to continue, it could become a big thing. We don't know. At least I would like it to, just because I love Studio Ghibli.
I'm with you. I tweeted it out. I think you're with me, Carson. Like, do more anime. Other streaming. Max does some original anime content. Netflix does a lot of original anime content. Like Disney Plus needs to get in that original anime bubble. Super popular. Like, give us a Cyberpunk 13 episodes or 10 episodes.
Yeah, 10 episodes.
Anime original. In the Star Wars umbrella. I would love that. Yeah. Think of like 10 episodes of something like what's it called? What was that first one? Like the Ninth Jedi. Like we can get like 10 episodes of the Ninth Jedi. Imagine that. Like the sky's the limit.
Plenty of potential set up with La Pinocho, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, my favorite one, La Pinocha.
It's good.
Yeah, I want more.
It's all so good. How do they do that? Well, except the twins. I'm kidding. I like this one.
Come on now.
It's hollow. It looks cool. That's all it has. Like The Lion King 2019. With that being said, do we have any other?
Oh, goodness.
Evan's frozen. Is he back?
That was
it.
Cooking?
That was it.
Oh, my back.
All right, cool.
Nathan ends the show and is like, "Wait, no,
that was it.
We have another topic."
Well, to make sure Evan's here. Where can they find you?
I'm here. That was it. Find me on Twitter.
Oh my god, so far behind.
Harris EV9.
Solid.
Nice.
Am I unfrozen now?
But it's my turn.
Jeez.
Wow. Yoink.
Oh! No.
Oh, he's gonna take a minute.
Put me back in, coach.
No, he has the floor. Evan.
Harris EV9. Basically it. I'm watching everything. Survivor, Amazing Anime, Star Wars. Find me there.
Banger.
I'm back, baby. Over at the Film Carson on Twitter. Just kind of thinking about Wakanda Forever since I saw it today. And the Menu comes out next week in theaters. Very excited to see that movie. Of course, we are T-minus 30 days or less towards Avatar 2. Saw that trailer in IMAX today, and it was glorious.
Yeah. Stop.
Very excited to see that in theaters. And then, yeah, just watching anime and stuff during the week. Everyone catch up on My Hero and watch Mob Psycho Season 3 and Spy X Family and Chainsaw Man on Tuesdays. That's what I'll be doing. That's all I got.
Maybe one day. Maybe someday. But yeah, man, this was you can find me at _TimeBlazer, where I'm making that show. It's an animated show about time travel. If you like the World Between Worlds, you'll love it. Like putting in like Netflix recommendations because you watch the World Between Worlds.
Here's my hashtag.
You might like Time Blazer. Oh boy, it's come up on. Oh fuck, it's supposed to make a fucking trailer. Let's see. But oh god, it's a lot, man. I'm moving. It's a lot going on. But yeah, I also saw Wakanda Forever. Very excited. We're gonna be doing a spoiler chat very soon in the coming days. Cannot wait to discuss the glorious new top 5 MCU film ever. It's so good. That being said, if you enjoyed our podcast, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe and already, ring that bell so you don't miss future reviews of the finale of Andor and future Star Wars shows. And that being said, hope you have a great day and catch you guys next time. May the Force be with you always. The default.